Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's me, Joseph. Before we're gonna go into today's topic, please make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. My Instagram account is Joseph Kraus 18, and also you can follow me on TikTok, Joseph Kraus 7. If you search on any platform, Joseph Kraus, Kraus is spelled Kraus. I should pop up right on the first results because I'm a very popular person. So, like I said, so please follow and share this video with friends or people who you think they might be interested in this video. So, and I'm gonna wait a second for you to subscribe. Thank you. Alright, now let's go into today's topic. So today we're going to talk about the COVID and the vaccination in the Hasidic community. So we're going to talk about the vaccination before the COVID, for example, by the measles outbreak, and we're going to talk about the vaccination now at the COVID. So first let's go a little bit back by the COVID. So as you guys know, the COVID started in New York about 1.5 years ago or something, and as you guys also know, the first place where it started was New York in America, okay? And the first person to test positive in the first outbreak was in the Hasidic community. The first person testing positive for COVID in the US was a Hasidic Jew. So, and for those who don't know what Hasidic Jew is, it's an ultra-Orthodox Jew, which is a very small percentage. And I want to also make a clarification before I'm gonna continue this. I'm not an anti-Semite or anything like that. I just think there's a lot of problems in the ultra-Orthodox community which they have to fix, and there's nothing racist or anti-Semitic with speaking up and saying the truth. That's actually the purpose of this video. So as you guys know, it started back then in their community, and they didn't follow any rules. They didn't wear a mask. They didn't stand social distance. They didn't do the test. They didn't do none of that. And by the first wave and by the second wave, and I know there's gonna be some people who's gonna say he's lying, but I was still in the community. I ran away from the community a couple months ago. I was in the community at the COVID. I had a COVID myself, and I know how they didn't keep anything. They didn't follow any rules, none of that. And a lot of you guys might know it a little bit, but the second wave, because the second wave also started. So basically in New York we had one wave, okay, where there was a lot of, where it was the first time when COVID started in the US. It was basically in New York, okay? So they didn't follow back then any guidelines, but the media wasn't so busy with it because there was much more news going on in the whole New York. So pretty much the media wasn't really busy that the Hasidic community is not. But by the second wave, it started in the Hasidic community, and it wasn't that place for a long time. They called it back then the red zone or the hot spot, whatever. So all the Hasidic communities, they have one in New York City, they have one in upstate, two communities in upstate. All of them had high amount of cases in this by the second wave, which was like a half year after the first wave. So, and then the media was saying so they had to wear a little bit mask, but only for like a few days until the media goes out. So that's basically how it works in that community. The politicians, the people in that community give money and votes for Governor Cuomo and for the politicians to basically say, you go with my agenda and shut up. So they basically, same thing is with education. There is no education going on, which is against the law, but because they give for the politicians votes and stuff, the politicians shut up. When the media comes out and there's a lot of pressure from the media, they're gonna do a little bit, or they're gonna say, hey, I gonna have to do my job, but make sure the media doesn't know. So that's why you will never see them on the media, or or anything like that. So now so that was with the COVID. They didn't follow any rules. And by the way, anything what I say in this video, everything is on Google. There's pictures that have weddings with thousands of people crushed together without masks, without social distance, in the middle of the COVID, when there was dying probably like, I don't know, thousands of people a day in America, okay? But in that time, they would have like crowds with thousands of people. This is all public knowledge. I know they was trying to hide it, but if you really want to know, you can go online and find it out. It's public knowledge too. I mean, not very public. When I say not public knowledge, I mean to say like it's not public knowledge, but if you want to know the truth, you can go and find the truth. But so now let's go back to vaccinations. So let's first go back. I don't know how many guys remember when there was a measles outbreak in New York. Also was in the Hasidic community. Why? Because first of all, they don't like to follow rules. Second of all, they don't like to get vaccinated. So none of them got vaccinated. Not none of them. I'm sorry. A lot of them wasn't vaccinated, and the authorities started saying you gotta get vaccinated. So by the end, they got a big amount vaccinated, but still 20% of that community will not vaccinate it no matter what, and was including me. I did not get the vaccines, okay, because my parents, I was a minor back then, my parents refused to give the vaccines for me and for my siblings, and same as with my uncle, grandma, whatever, all of them, they don't vaccinate it. So it's pretty much like 20% of the community don't vaccinate, no matter COVID or measles, any kind of vaccine they will not give, and they will refuse to give it. And that's and when I say 20% refuse to get vaccines, I mean they're gonna be willing to go in hell for it. I mean they're gonna be willing to get in trouble for it. They're gonna do anything. They're gonna die but not give the vaccine. Okay, then you have a big percent of the community will only give if you put pressure on them to give the vaccine. So now we have the COVID, okay? So there started back when the COVID started, there was a big what's called, you can blame them a lot because they didn't follow the rules. And basically when you get COVID, you spread it, and especially there was very careless. There's a lot of videos how they talk to police officers or to non-Jewish people without a mask, and they say, can you please put on your mask? And say, no, fuck you. So then you get sick other people, and then other people make sick other people, so people die. So that isn't a joke. Education, people don't really die, even though I can tell you a lot of stories how people died from not getting education because they can't get a job. If you can't get a job, you can't support whatever. It's simple. But with COVID, it's definitely true. A lot of people die. So now, basically, when so there was spreading the COVID a lot. So now that they have the second responsibility of taking the COVID vaccine, and they refuse to do it, and now it's a huge percentage of them don't want to take the vaccine. And I'm gonna put out a little statistics here. So about probably like let's say 20 to 30% of the community, okay, the Hasidic community, will believe anything what you tell them about the COVID vaccine. And I mean now in a negative way. Like if you're gonna tell them let's say that I don't know, you can scan the arm and it's gonna say a code or something, they're gonna believe it. They believe anything, and they will never give it. Okay, this is like accurate data that I took by myself, and I discussed it with a lot of people. That's very true. Okay, then you have a huge percentage in the community which will not give the vaccine. I don't know if they will ever give it. It's by the COVID vaccine, they have just a new movement from not giving. So I don't know if they will give it now or not. So you have, bottom line is a very, very tiny percentage of that community is now vaccinated with the COVID vaccine. And that's also a problem for New York, because a lot of people in New York, are getting vaccinated. We have progress in New York. everyone can get the vaccine if they want to, and because Hasidic Jews are so big population, the so you know the numbers of New York vaccinated people is lower because they refuse to give the vaccine. So we gotta do something about it because they are the one. Okay, let's go back to the video. So sorry guys. Basically what I was saying is that they don't want to get the vaccines, and the politicians are saying, how long you give me my money and you give me my votes, I'm gonna let you do whatever you want. And we can't let that happen because they are the ones who made sick New York, and they are the ones who are always like to be you know what's called hypocrites. Okay, and again, that's a very small percentage of the Jewish community. I don't know even if it's 1%, so this has nothing to do with Judaism. That's called Hasidic Jews. Okay, so and I am personally one of that community, so I'm just trying to help them. Honestly, at this point, I don't even care about them. If they want to kill themselves, I don't think we should really try to work out. If someone wants to do something, I don't care. But freedom goes up to a percent. You can't let because of you don't want to get a vaccine, we all gonna die. Because as we all know, that the COVID vaccine is only 95% effective. So if they don't get the vaccine, meaning that they're gonna put at risk us and our children and everybody else. So like I said, I hope they're gonna, for the people who know the real numbers, it's crazy and insane. They're almost done vaccinated. So please share this video and let's spread the truth and give it a thumbs up. And if you have valuable information, feel free to DM me on my Instagram, Joseph Kraus 18. Okay, Kraus is spelled Kraus, and visit my TikTok and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.